Yo, what's up, Bleach fans? This is Raphael from C Manga, and I'm here to give you a review of Chapter 551, The Burnt Offerings. Good chapter today. The only thing I could complain about was the pacing was a bit too slow, but it had some interesting points in this and some good theories and some topics that are of interest that um, I think will be playing a good part in the story later on. One of the interesting topics I thought of was Kido. This is something we mentioned in the channel before could play a good part against the Quincy's. I'm thinking why captains have never tried to use it against the Quincy, because I'm sure they couldn't absorb that or try and you have any like effective defense against it. And this chapter kind of confirms it because Hashwald is in a room with Koryaku and Nano, and he can't get her through a barrier she created called Hakuden Kepiki, and it's basically a protective wall that blocks Quincy power, even if temporary. And this is something I was thinking, rah, this would be useful in battle. Like, I'm not saying Kido is going to be the definitive technique that would kill a Quincy, but it could help Shinigamis in battle, at least to get on par with them, because the Quincy's right now have an upper hand in all aspects, even in power. Now they seem to be outdoing the Shinigami, so they need everything they can get, and Kido seems to be quite useful, not overpowering, but a useful technique to help out. And Haswell even confirms, like saying, you Nano, first division, you seem quite good at this. Does anyone else know how to use this? And she kind of just downplays it, saying she's the only one who built and can use it, and it's a simple Kido. And this is when Hashol basically says that was bad on you. It's like, you should not have just made this technique, created it. You should have perfected it so everyone could use it. Otherwise, the Shinigami fighting right now would have died at least fighting, rather than getting slaughtered or annihilated. And the next thing we see is the explosion from last time with BG Nana and Soifone, and then when the dust clears, there's nothing there. And that kind of had me raising an eyebrow, because I was thinking, okay, is she actually dead? Because that looks like a vapor, like someone was vaporized rather than just blown away. But I doubt she's dead. Yeah, I did say before, I think all the young captains will still live, but maybe I could be wrong. This could be a twist, but I don't think she's dead. It just seems a bit too sudden and a bit too, not Kubo style, just to kill her. If we see a flashback, then we know she's dead, but we haven't seen one yet, so I'm not pointing her to the grave yet. Kido, that seems like that'll be a good technique to start mastering. That's what everyone needs to get on that. Next part is kind of sad. It's a guy, I'm not particularly a big fan of him, but I felt sorry for him in this chapter. He's trying his best to fight against Basby. He even attempted fleeing, which seemed like he was running away, but it was mostly a ploy and a trick. He even used like a mist to hide himself, so he's still got quite a good amount of techniques and control of his eyes. And Basby, he's just bare hot-headed. He's trying to freaking catch him. He's just getting riled up. He even revealed another technique. I think it was Burning Stomp, and it's like he cleared all the icy mist. But this is where he's downfall, because he led himself into a trap, which is similar to Rukia's Shikishiro, the ice tower that she raises from the ground. Hitsuga set up a trap like that, and it was kind of similar to Ishida's Quincy trap that he done, where he pours bits of Ryatsu from these canisters and then it explodes. So yeah, it was similar to that. He got into the trap when it happened, but there was no effect because Basby broke out of it, no problem, and he only had to use one finger again, which he kept telling Hitsuga. He's like, I only need to use one finger, you want me to use two? And then he ends up using two burning fingers, and he slashes it, and there's a massive explosion, really big one. And then when we see Hitsuga now, he's got two slash lines or burn, I'm not sure if it was burns or melted marks, like down from his shoulder to his leg, and he's done for. He's just like, he's finished. He fell on the floor, and that was it. Kandu appears now, the one who stole Hitsuga's Bankai, and he stops Pazvi from doing anything further, saying the ones who stole the captain's Bankai are supposed to have them. So he's saying that the captains are meant to fight the people who's the Quincy who stole the Bankai. So he's basically saying he's mine. I'll finish him. And then we snap to Mayuri, who senses that two Ryatsus are vanished, and obviously they say Soifun hits the guy, and I still don't believe that hits the guy's dead or anyway, because that guy, in the story, he's too what's it called? He's too popular, and I just feel like this is just a red herring. So he's still alive. He's in a bad condition now. Soifun, I'm not too sure about. But yeah, the last bit was quite funny because we see Urahara is calling Mayuri and winding him up with his, hello kind of thing. And then he basically says he knows a way to recover Bankai. So yeah, that thing that he was looking at, I think it was before the break during summer, and it looked like a Quincy, the Vanderich symbol and some electricity Ryatsu kind of thing. I think that was him analysing the medallion, so he's already figured out, how it works, the tricks and the tools of it, and it seems like he knows how to recover Bankai, so good to Urahara, that guy's always 2 steps ahead. Another interesting thing is, what was it, rematches. It seems like Asnot will rematch with Byakuya, because he's the one who stole Byakuya's Bankai, and Komura is going to fight that Beta, whatever her name is, later on, or in the later on in the story. So it seems like that's a given. I can imagine that would be the only scenario anyway, because it wouldn't make sense someone else killing them. It seems the captains will have to get their Bankai back if they still live anyway. But yeah, so there's a lot of things being set up. I'm just glad that Urahara's back in the story again, and we have some sort of progression. Now we can see what this technique next week will be, that can get the Bankais back. And yeah, Kido as well, like I said, that would be good if that can have some sort of part in the fight, because Byakuya is really good at using it, and there's some other captains that are good, so maybe we can see people like that using level 90 Kido, something like that, against the Quincy and doing some sort of damage that way. So yeah, a lot of good stuff to look forward to in Bleach. And yeah, I enjoyed this chapter, so can't wait for next week. So the usual, if you guys have any comments, opinions, or any predictions, leave them in the comments below as usual. Leave us a like if you enjoyed the chapter in the video, and subscribe for more content in the channel, and I'll speak to you guys next time.